Hey y'all, welcome to Yellowwood. It's a beautiful day today. It's about 41, sunny, and spring is on the way. Thank God. So, who are we? Just some crazy people who decided that Alaska was worth it, and we are going to make a go of farming in the Arctic. So, we've already learned a lot of lessons, and we are making plenty more mistakes, but it's going to be a fun time, so stick with us. So one of the animals that we raise here are pigs, and a lot of people that I tell that to get very concerned. They are worried that the pigs really won't do well in the cold, but that's not true. Actually, I found the opposite to be true. They don't do well in the heat. So it does actually warm up here in the summer. It'll get 80 degrees, and on those days they seem pretty miserable. We have to spray them with water, and they just seem to have a much harder time. But here in the winter, they really thrive. And right now it's, like I said, 41 degrees today, and they are doing fantastic. So I'll show you these guys. This is Pepper and Penny, and they're out sniffing about and doing what pigs do, having a great time. They're enjoying the weather today. But in the deep of winter, really all they need is a deep bed of hay and a little extra food, and make sure that they always have water, and they're good to go. This is actually their house. It doesn't look like much, but it keeps them happy. We farrowed one litter here so far, and we used a farrowing hut. Basically, we built a 12 by 12 building, insulated it. It's about the size of some of the tiny cabins here that people live in, and it cost way more than what we can afford to keep putting into farrowing huts. So we've decided to move away from winter farrowings and go into summer. So these girls will be farrowing outside, basically on pasture, the way God intended, assuming that they are in fact pregnant. I bred them 3 weeks ago. So here in a couple days we'll know if it took. We use AI. I don't care to have a boar. I've heard nothing but horror stories about boars, and I know that it works well for some farms, but for us, I don't want to have to handle them. So we do AI, and I've been very happy with that so far. And I think paying for the supplies and the price of shipping, it's way worth it over trying to feed and contain a boar and put up with that. So, and our girls are so docile. The kids can go in and pet on them and help take care of them. And I don't want to have to worry about any animal. So we've been very happy with the way this is working out. I'll keep you guys updated, and hopefully they aren't pregnant. That'll be fun. Everybody's looking forward to piglets. I think that's probably the best thing about a farm, is all the new life. It comes with a lot of yuck and mess and heartache sometimes, but the new life is always the best. In fact, we have new chicks in the coop too, and so we've got about 100 meat birds going right now, and those we do have to keep in a building. Birds won't do well here outside, obviously, so they do have to stay in a coop for right now because they're small, but then as they get bigger we'll get to move them out on pasture, so that won't be too much longer, I don't think. We should have melt off here in 2 months. So we're getting there. We're expecting about 400 more meat birds. So it's going to be a big year. We're pretty excited. And we're trying our egg layers again. We had experimented with trying to keep them locked up all winter the way most anybody that I know of does here in the winter, and they just weren't happy. and they didn't go well. We ended up actually culling them all and turning them into stew hens. So we're trying a new experiment this year. We're going to attempt to put a covered run outside so that they can have more space and go in and out, and use a diesel heater to heat the inside. That's another problem we run into here, is anything that needs heat. See, like the pigs, they don't need heat. They just need their nice deep bed of hay, and they're good to go. And of course we have heat lamps and provisions in place should we need it, but so far we've not needed it. And we actually saw negative 40 up here this year, and they did great. But the birds, you know, they need some heat, and that our electricity is expensive, so that was another factor into that decision. But this diesel heater that we got a hold of so far, it's working great, and I'll have Michael show you guys that. He's way more into the technical part of it, so but I think it's gonna work out. I think it will. Scratchies. Good girls. I couldn't leave you guys without seeing Honey and Odin. Who's the bestest girl? And who's the bestest boy? They're such good